We'll get started in just a few minutes. This is Instagram 101 Part 3. What I'm going to be covering today is how to get more followers, how to make more connections on social media, how to post, how to do reels, how to do stories, how to do highlights. I'm actually going to do a live demonstration from my phone on the screen so that you're going to watch me create a post, create a reel, share it to my story, do the whole process so that you can all follow along. And I'd love to know from those of you on the call, how many of you attended one of my previous trainings? Were you on Instagram Part 1, Instagram Part 2? Let me know, let us know, let the rest of the group know how those trainings were for you, if you had a great time, if you learned a lot, anybody take action on that at all? I'd love to hear some action takers that went in and created some stuff on Instagram. And we'll get started in just a few minutes. Give it 2 more minutes for everybody else to join. Awesome, we got Joseph that watched Part 2. We got Annie that watched Part 1. Andrea didn't see 1 or 2. I posted all of the replays in our Facebook community. So if you're part of that community, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to give you an opportunity to text in to get some of the trainings as well. And I'll share my screen and we'll get started in just 2 minutes. Excellent. We got Ryan, first time joining. Rita says, I did not see Part 1 or Part 2. Teresa did not see Part 1 or Part 2. So I'm going to give you all an opportunity to get the replays. I set this up for you all. Let's share screen here. And let me just test this for you. I believe if you text training to this number, you should get Part 1, and then we can follow up and send you Part 2 as well. Let me just double check that it's working. Yes. So if this is your first time on this training, my name is Alex Montalenti. I'm the CEO of RealGrader. What I do is every Friday, I do a free training on different topics, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, for real estate professionals. My mom was a realtor. That's how I got in the business 23 years ago. And I have a way of really teaching these technologies in a simple, easy to follow way. So if you want to get Instagram Part 1 and Part 2, I can send you Part 1 immediately by you texting the word training to 516-400-4161. And that should, once you put in your information, it will auto respond and send you Part 1 of the training. And then after the training, I can send you Part 2 as well. So I'll give you all a chance to do that. Once you did that, say done and say that you got the link for the training. I'd appreciate it. I just tested. I know it works. So you're going to text training to 516-400-4161. Provide some of your basic information. It's going to automatically text respond after you join community, and it'll give you the link to the Instagram training. I see Andrea already did it. Congrats, Andrea. And for those of you just joining for the first time, this is a great way to get on our list of trainings so that you can come to all the Friday trainings. And also it gives you the opportunity to catch the replays as well. So I'll give you a chance there. Rita, Ryan, Teresa, if you want to text training, you'll automatically get that link to the replay. And then I think we're going to get started here in just about 1 minute. Just post done and I got the links once you did get the links. Excellent. Teresa says done. Good stuff. Excellent. I see Joseph, Rita, Sabine, Paul all texted in. You should have got the links. We're good to go. All right, everybody, we're going to get started. First question for you all is, How many of you have heard about RealGrader, your existing clients, you use our products and services? How many of you on the call have never heard about us before? Let me know. Say, I'm a client, or I've never heard of you, or new to this. Let me know in the chat so I know who's new and who is a repeat coming back. Awesome. Andrew is a client. Teresa's a client. Annie's a client. Miko says new to this. We got Ryan that's new to this. Awesome. And for those of you that are new, let me know how you're doing on social media, like 1 through 10. 10 is I'm super tech savvy, Alex. I just want to learn more stuff. And a 1 is I'm still learning. I'm just getting started. Let me know 1 through 10 how you would rate your social media. Awesome. David says I'm a 3. Sabine says I'm a client. I'm still learning. We got 4s, 3s. Excellent. So many of you are really gonna love what I put together here. After doing 2 trainings on Instagram and the kinds of questions I got, I put this together for you all. A really simple cheat sheet. You probably never saw something like this before. I want you all to have this. If you want, take a picture of it, take a screenshot of it. I'm literally giving you the cheat sheet on how Instagram works. Okay, Instagram has lots and lots of buttons, lots of things that you can click on, but most people don't know how to use the tool. There's people that still use the tool right now that still don't know what some of this stuff does. So I want to give you this cheat sheet so you know what you're working with. And what you're working with is a very powerful tool. Instagram has the potential to change your entire business, change your entire life. It's just how much do you use it and what are you using it for? So I want to break down kind of the anatomy and give you the cheat sheet on how to use Instagram. Are you up for that? Let me know in the chat. Some of you might have seen something like this, but I enhanced it for this training in particular, and this is my best version of the cheat sheet. So if you like my cheat sheet, say yes, you love it. Please send it to me. Yeah, I know. So what I'm going to do is if you get on my training list, I will send you the cheat sheet as well. Rita, I got you. I'll get you taken care of. I did see you in there. Love it. Yeah. How do we get on your training list? So you just text 516. So you just text training to this number. And that's how you get on our list. And then also I will send you the replay as well. So text training to 516-400-4161. So let's get into this cheat sheet, right? If you open up Instagram, this is what a profile looks like. Like you all have a profile probably on Instagram. And that profile has a photo of yourself on the top left. It tells you the name of the profile. Then on the right-hand side, you've got your menu, your post tool, and threads, maybe. Threads is the new Instagram tool. Posting is how you're going to post, and the menu gives you a whole bunch of different options. But I want you to know what those 3 little tools are. Now, just below that, you have all your statistics, how many posts you have done in your lifetime, how many followers you have, and how many people you're following. That's what all of these numbers are. So far, so good. If you're following, let me know in the chat. If you need me to slow down, say slow down, and I'll keep moving through here. The next thing is your bio. Your bio is how people see you on Instagram. And at some point, you do want to edit your bio or edit your profile to make sure it's up to date. And think about it. If your prospective customer is going to check you out on Instagram, they're going to read that bio, and within seconds, they're going to decide, do I follow you or do I follow you back or not? And that's it. That's how fast people make a decision on that, right? So you do want to make sure that bio is enhanced, right? Maybe you're a multi-billion-dollar listing agent. Maybe you're a multi-million-dollar listing agent. Maybe you've got these designations and awards. You want to make sure that you update all of that in your bio. Just below that, you have the edit profile button, the share profile button, and your contact information. And then just below that, you have all of your highlights. Many of you may not have these circles. If you don't see these circles, don't worry. All it means is that you have not created a highlight. Now, what is a highlight? A highlight is like a folder where you put your stories. So, what are stories? Stories are posts that you post onto your profile that last only 24 hours. And what are reels? Reels are animated posts that last forever on your profile. So, why do we do stories? Stories show up on the top and they document your day. How do we make them last forever? We save them into a highlight. What's the most effective way to post on Instagram? It's to create a reel. And I'm going to show you today how to create a reel on my phone. And we're going to take that reel and we're going to share it to your story. And then if you really like that reel, you could save it into your highlight. Okay, I just gave you the ultimate hack. Most people just post on Instagram. That's actually not the most effective way to leverage Instagram. Using reels is way more effective. Why? Because a reel shows up as a post, can be shared to a story, and then the story can be saved to a highlight, and now you've just maximized your time. Make sense so far? Let me know if you're following. Let me know if this is a little like Greek to you. I just want to get a sense of the room. Feel free to post in the chat and let me know. Hey, I'm following Alex. I get it. Or I have no idea what you're talking about. Can you slow it down? Here just says perfect. A little Greek, but I think I'm following. Good overview. Following, send me the cheat sheet. Absolutely, I will. Where is the bio? The bio is right here on your profile, Joseph, where it says CEO of RealGrader. And where you can edit your bio is under Edit Profile. Teresa says following. Awesome. So we are going to show you today how to post. We're going to show you how to create a reel. We're going to show you how to share it to your story, how to save it to a highlight. I'm going to show you all of that on my phone. It's going to be pretty cool. I tested this, so I know it works. And Susan says, I can't find where my screen looks like yours. I have my pic at the front, but then reels of other people under it. So perfect, Susan. What you want to do is click on the little button down on the bottom right. That's called your profile. So all the way on the bottom right, there's a little circle. You click on that and boom. Yeah, you found it. Perfect. So below the circles, which you may or may not have, and we'll show you today how to create them, are going to be your posts, your reels, and your collections. Now, what are the collections, Alex? Not collections. Those are your tags. The tags are where you've been tagged in a post. You know, in Facebook, sometimes you get tagged in a post. Well, people can tag you on Instagram too, and that would go under the tags area. And on the very bottom, we have home, the one that looks like a house. That's going to take you back to your feed to see everybody's stuff. The search button is going to let you search for people or tags. The plus button is going to let you post. The one that looks like a video, that's going to show you reels, other videos that people have made. And then the profile picture is going to take you back to this profile screen. So we have just done a complete overview of what the profile page looks like on Instagram. Any questions on the profile page? We're about to get into the other stuff, but any questions on your profile page? So far, so good. We're following. I'm going to move along. Here's cheat sheet number 2. Okay, I got 2 cheat sheets for you. Oh, Miko says, where do you add your address and license number? I would add your license number in your bio, and I would add your address in the contact area. Okay, so you would go edit profile to add your license number, and in the contact area, you put your contact info. Make sense? Awesome. So, cheat sheet number 2, because there's really only 2 dynamic places on Instagram. One is your profile, and one is your feed. The other stuff is like, I can search for stuff, I can see my settings, but pretty much there's 2 screens that you mostly toggle between. Okay, that's my profile and then my feed. So right now we're on the feed cheat sheet, which we get to by clicking the home button. So think about, if you want to think about in terms of real estate, if you want to do more real estate, you have to engage with people. How do you engage with people? You click on the home button on your Instagram, which is going to show you all the people who are there posting stuff. And now you can engage with them. The profile picture is going to take you to your profile where you can edit how you are being seen by the world. Make sense? So profile is how people see me, and then the home button is how I see other people. Did I break that down really clear for you all? You get it? There's like pretty much two places, so you don't get too distracted. Now, what happens on the home screen, meaning the feed? On the home screen, we've got these big circles on the top. Those are other people's stories. You can go watch their stories one by one. You can post a story by clicking on the plus sign that's on your photo. Okay? Just above that, you have the heart. And what's in the heart is all the notifications, all the people that have followed you, all the people that have liked your post, all the people that have commented on your post. You can see that entire notification feed by clicking on the heart. And just to the right of that is your direct messenger. This is where you can send people messages, and this is where you can read messages that people send to you. Are we clear on the first part of the top of the screen? Let me know if you're following. The more engagement in the chat, the more I know. It's hard for me to read a room when I can't see your faces, right? Yes, thanks. Awesome. Got it. Got it. Yes. Awesome. All right. So you want to go engage with people, right? And I'm going to give you another hack. You don't always have to post content to engage on Instagram. In fact, you could go to your feed, you could see one of your clients' stories, and you could go comment on their story. And that's going to go right into their direct message. And that's a great way to engage with people. Way more effective than just liking their post. Sending a direct message is way more effective than just liking a post or following somebody back. In fact, when you follow somebody back, you should send them a direct message. Hey, thanks for the follow. I love your feed. I love the stuff you're posting. That's going to create engagement, right? So we have that top part. In the middle are all the posts. So we're scrolling, we're seeing stuff, right? Now, if you're the type that scrolls and scrolls for hours, stop. That's not an effective use of your time. The most effective use of your time is posting and engaging with your clients. So you may want to limit the amount of time you spend on Instagram. In fact, I have my phone settings. I limit my screen time on my social media. Anybody else do that? If you limit screen time on social media so you're not distracted, it's very simple. You go to settings, you go to screen time, and you say limit my Instagram, limit my Facebook to 15 minutes a day or to 5 minutes a day, whatever you want to do. Great use of distraction blocking. Okay, we all have this syndrome where we get distracted very easily. So the most effective use of your time on social media is either posting or engaging. If you're just scrolling, you're wasting your time. Make sense? Everybody agree? So we see the posts, we can heart them, we can comment on them, but the most effective use is when we send a direct message to somebody about their post. Now, what is on the post itself? Very important to understand what's here. You have 3 dots. Do you see for every post, there's 3 dots? Those 3 dots provide you an opportunity to share that piece of content on your story or as a reel back on your social media. So if you work at EXP, Coldwell Banker, ERA, Century 21, and they just posted something that you're like, wow, what a great post, you can hit the 3 dots and you can share it or remix it to your social media. Great way to save time and to get good content. Okay, that's called reusing or remixing other people's content. Anybody has remixed or reshared content before? Let me know in the chat. Let's say you see a post. Yeah, can I say that again? Awesome. It's a really big hack. You see a post that came in from somebody, your brand, your company, or like another agent, and you want to repost it. You hit the three dots right here, and then it'll give you an option to do what's called a remix. And you can remix it and make a reel out of it and put it on your social media. Another way to reshare content is to go under the post. There's a little thing that looks like a plane, like a paper plane. That's a share button. You can share that post to your story. You can share that post as a link to somebody too, but sometimes you just want to repost it to your story. You use the share button. To the left of that, you have the comment button where you can comment on the post. And you have the heart button where you can heart it. Deirdre says it also has a squeeze option. Squeeze option. I don't know about the squeeze option. Let me take a look here. And I'm going to go live on my Instagram in just a little bit. But I just want to go over some basics with you. Oh, sequence option. Yeah, sequence option. So a sequence option is basically, it used to be part of Remix. It's a new feature, and it gives you an option to add these clips as a sequence in your reel, okay? So it's basically another way to remix, but you add it as an item on top of your content. Bottom right, you have save to collection. Sandy says the three dots, I'm not seeing remix option, just save QR code, add to favorites. It could be because you don't have the upgraded version. You have a personal account and you need to upgrade it to either a creator or a business account. Okay, Sandy, every different account has different options, but we recommend that clients move towards a business account or a creator account from a personal. You're probably living in a personal Instagram right now. How do you do that? You go to your settings back on the first screen I showed you over here. You click on the three lines and there's ways to upgrade and change your account. So we talked about the posts, we talked about sharing, we talked about all that. On the bottom, you have the same functionality as the previous screen. You got the home button that takes you back to the feed. You got the search button to search for somebody. You got the plus button to create a post. And you have the reels button to view reels. And then you got the profile button to go back to your profile. Sandy, I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at your account and see. Just shoot me a email at hello@realgrader.com and just say, hey, can you check out if I have the Remix option or not? And we can take a look for you. All right, so now I'm going to go through a few more screens and then I'm going to do the live demo, which is going to be very useful for you. I broke this down after having done 2 Instagram trainings. You're really getting the best training today because I summarized everything from training 1 and 2 into this training. Okay, so the one thing that you all want to know is that for you to engage with your clients, your prospects, the people on your social media, you hit comment on story. You comment on their stories. Okay, what commenting on a story does is it sends your message directly into their messenger. Okay, very important because most people don't reply to comments on Instagram nowadays, although they should. They just get too busy. Most people see all the hearts and all the likes and they don't do anything with it. But if you are going to spend the time, invest the time, you should just send a comment right to their story because that'll go right into their direct message and that will create engagement. So what does that look like? I click on the story and I watch the story, and then on the bottom it says reply to Gary Ashton or comment on his story. And I go comment on the story, and that goes right into his direct messenger. Where is direct messenger? Well, it's on the top right-hand corner. This is what it looks like on desktop. And by the way, Instagram has opened up more and more functionality on a computer now. So some of you may enjoy the big screen. I know I do. Like I'm on a very big screen right now. My eyes, they hurt. I have glasses. I need to use them. So for those of you that are like me and you don't like small screens, you may want to use some Instagram functionality on a desktop computer, like Messenger. You can write messages all day on direct messenger on your computer. Really, really good use of your time than being like squinched up on my phone, right? So there's certain functionality that you can use on a computer with Instagram. LinkedIn is also a great tool on the computer, not as user-friendly on the phone as on the computer, actually. Good, interesting note, right? Surprisingly, most realtors don't use LinkedIn, but I would think that you would love LinkedIn because it's more of a desktop application than a mobile application. Next thing is, how do you DM people, direct message them, and when should you do it? You should generally direct message people after they follow you. Say, hey, thanks for the follow. I love what you're doing on your Instagram feed, right? Hey, thanks for the follow. How did we meet? Sending a DM after they follow you is going to create more of a connection. Awesome, Sandy. Good to know. Excellent. So now let's move into posts. You can post on a computer as well as on your mobile device. So for some of you, if you want to do postings on your computer, you can do it. You can go to your computer, create a new post, and select images from your computer. Maybe that's easier for some of you. I know most teachers say, oh, it's all mobile. You got to do everything on mobile. Do whatever's easier for you, right? So, I mean, if you prefer working on a computer to do your social media, why not? I do Facebook on a computer. I don't have to do it on my phone. I enjoy it more on my big screen. So just keep that in mind. Like you can be flexible with these solutions. Sandy says, sorry, can you repeat? How do we get to DM when I go to comment for a post? You only get to DM if you comment on a story. Okay, if you comment on a post, you're just going to comment on the post. But if you comment on a story, like one of the circles on the top, that's going to go right into their direct messenger. Or you can go right to the direct messenger application, which is in the top right-hand side. So check this out. I can create a post from my desktop computer. I can put in the hashtags. I can put in the location. I don't have all the functionality, but I have enough to create a post from my computer. What are the things that you can post? You can post stories. You can post polls. You can post reels. You can post images or video. You can do ads. You can go live on Instagram. These are all different ways to post on Instagram. If we are posting for you because you're part of our influencer program, we're giving you content and we're posting on all your platforms. But some of you may say, you know what? I want to post in one place and have it go everywhere. Well, if you're part of our influencer program, you have one central place to actually create a post or a story and have it go on all the different platforms. Google, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. And that would be right here. We go manage a post, post now. You can create a post and it goes on all the different sites. That's why a lot of our clients like using our program, because now they have one central place to post everywhere. Now, if you're not part of a program, not a problem. You can use Instagram directly and take advantage of this training as well. Now let's jump into Reels for a second. Let's say I'm on Instagram and I see this amazing reel by Tony Robbins, or I see this amazing reel by XYZ company, Coldwell Banker, EXP, Century 21, and I hit the three dots and I want to repost it. I hit the three dots. I have this remix option. I click the remix option and it's going to repost. Or I hit the share button down on the bottom and it's going to give me an option to share it anywhere to a friend, or I can go add to story. And now I can repost that reel that Tony Robbins put out on my story. That's called reusing content or repurposing content. Great use of your time because you don't have to create the content. There's great content out there already. This is how most people create a lot of content. They don't create all their own content. They're reusing other people's content. Everybody get that? You don't have to be a creative genius to be a master at social media. You just have to know how to use some of the hacks and some of the tools. Are we following? If you're following, say I'm following. So to repost, I hit the share button, which looks like a little paper airplane. And then I get add to story button, and I can add it to my story. The other way is I hit the three dots on the top, then I have remix option, and I can remix it and repost it as a reel. So you can share it as a story, or you can remix it and repost it as a reel. And it doesn't have to be your content. So far, so good? Here's all the things that you can do. You can post reels, you can post posts, you can post stories, you can create a story highlight, which is the little circles on your profile. You can go live, and then you can do all this fun new stuff that Instagram is always launching, like an AI character, or made for you, or a fundraiser, or creating a channel. Here's another hack for you. What is that new note about? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Let me know, Andy, what you're talking about. Here's another hack when it comes to posting stories. You don't have to post one image at a time. You can actually use the multiple select option and select multiple images and videos and bulk post to your story. Okay? I just had a conversation with one of my clients, Les. Les is like, I'm out there every day at open houses. I'm meeting people in the neighborhoods. I'm meeting people in the stores, but I don't have time to just create the post right there. So I told Les, I'm like, Les, just record the content throughout the day. Take the photos, take the videos. And when you get home, take the time to go create a story and multiple select all the things throughout the day and post it all at once. Make sense? So let me answer these questions. Sabine, yes, you need to add something to the post. That could be some text over the image or over the video, but you have to add something. That's why it's called a remix, because you're making it yours. So you could add text over and say, great post or amazing content, and then it becomes yours, and then it'll allow you to post. When sharing, the first option is note. I don't have note. I'm not sure what you're seeing, but this is what I have. I have copy link, share to, add to story. And let me answer the question for Susan. Susan says, where can you show me where you get multiple select? So where you get multiple select is, let's say I'm on my feed and I hit the plus sign to create a post, and then I choose to create a story. And once I do that, I'm taken to a screen with all the images and videos that are on my iPhone or on my Android. And over here, you have a select option, and that's going to let you multiple select all the videos and everything. It's a huge hack. Most people don't recognize that little select button, but that select button allows you to select 5, 6, 10, 20 different items. And then you can post it all at once. That saves you so much time, you have no idea. It saves me tremendous amount of time. And then, of course, you can add music to it, and you can have all kinds of jazz. So let's say I'm making a story. I select a bunch of images and videos, which I'm going to show you live on my phone in a second. And then, well, I'm going to take it one step by step. So let's say I want to do a post. A post is just going to be an image, and I can add text over it, or I could do different layouts. If I choose in the little scrolly thing on the bottom, if you look on the very bottom of my screen, you have post, story, reel, live. If I choose story, I'm going to get something like this, and I can put text over it, or I can do multiple select, all those options. And then I can create something like this, new post with some little icons, with some text over it, make it pretty, add some music to it. And then I get to add a caption. I get to choose what the cover image is going to be. I can tag people. I can tag products. I can tag locations, and that's how you describe the post or the reel. Does that make sense? It's a little complicated, but I'm going to show you live on my phone. I think it's going to land a lot better for you, but I just wanted to show you that. Now let's come out for a second. What kind of stuff should you post? Well, if you're using our program, we're going to be posting every day. That's called branded content. And you can personalize it. You can add logos to it. You can add your photo to it, all of that. You should also post authentic content, like stuff about you. The posts that are going to do the best are the ones that have your face in them. The biggest thing missing on social media is, guess what? You're missing on social media. Your posts are there, your listings are there. That's great, but people want to connect with you, right? You want to make it personal. You want to maybe add some local content. The biggest complaint I get in this program that we have is, hey, Alex, the content's not local all the time. Yeah, it's not, because that would be very expensive. We used to do local content. We're counting on you, the local expert, to show up at least once a week or once every 2 weeks and do some sort of local content. That is going to perform really well, but unfortunately, we don't have people on site in your office, in your town, able to produce content. So we are counting on you to produce that local content. Make sense? What's your biggest takeaway so far, everybody? I gave you a lot of information, and we're about to do the live demo. But let me know your biggest takeaways in the chat. Are you learning something? What are you going to implement in your business before I get into this last chapter here and then do the live demo? Susan, Annie, let me know your biggest takeaway. Susan says, I got to do it while it's fresh, right? It's practice, Susan. It's really practice. Joseph says, I'm learning something. Excellent. Maria says, great review. Learning the multiple select. Love the hacks. Best general Instagram I've ever learned. Amazing. Thank you so much, Andrea. Appreciate that. Practice, practice, practice. How to share and repost. I need to start remixing. Excellent. And listen, everybody, you're going to break stuff. That's okay. I'd rather you break it than not do it. Social media is one of those things where it's not about a perfection, it's about implementation. So if you post something and you don't like it, delete it. I've even posted stuff and I didn't like the comments that were coming in, so I deleted it. It's not a big deal. It really isn't, because the content moves so quickly. That's why most of the time we don't buy fancy equipment for this stuff. We just start doing it. Right? Deirdre says, I had no idea what a story meant and how to use it. I love it. I need to restart remixing. Great stuff, everybody. All right, so here's a great way to make connections. You are all meeting people every day, right? You're meeting somebody somewhere. I meet people in the elevator. I start conversations everywhere now. In fact, I just met an investor in an elevator who's likely going to invest in our company. True story. Because I just start conversations. That's another great thing that I picked up in my age of 47. I just start conversations with everybody. It's magical. Now, as you meet people, you want to find out what platform they're on. Hey, maybe they're on Instagram. Great, let's connect on Instagram. Maybe they're on Facebook. Let's connect on Facebook. Maybe they're on LinkedIn. Let's connect on LinkedIn. But if you start thinking about when you meet people, it's not just about getting their phone number or getting their address, putting them in your database, which is a database, let's face it. It's actually about connecting on social media so that they follow you, you follow them, you build a deeper relationship. So when they're ready to list or sell or buy, they think of you. That's what social media is in the real estate world. It's like it's a way to stay top of mind. So start meeting people and connecting. And if you have our digital card, how many people on this call have the digital card and use it? How many people have no idea what I'm talking about? Let me know in the chat. Maria says yes. Annie says yes. Miko says, I need help finishing it. Miko, join the Instacard training on Thursday. We literally help you finish it right there on the call. Andrea, if you need help using it, every Thursday, instacardzoom.com. In fact, for those of you that have it and need training, I'm putting the link in the chat right now. If you think my training is good, you have to join the Thursday training with Caroline. It's instacartzoom.com. It's every Thursday at 1 p.m. It's free. If you have a digital card, your training is free. You'll learn how to customize it. We'll help you customize it. We'll teach you how to use it. Take a moment now and register for next Thursday. Trust me, you're going to love it. Yeah, Maria says Thursday Instacart training is great. Everybody needs an Instacart training in their life, including me. There's so many features, right? Yeah, Sandy says I signed up after you mentioned on the last Zoom. So check it out. This is my digital card. This is how I connect with people on social media. I share my digital card with them via QR code or via text message, and then they provide their information to me. So they download my QR code, they scan my QR code, they get my information, and then their information gets stored into my digital card. Haiti, to register for that Instacart training, you just go to instacartzoom.com. I just put it in the Zoom chat. We send out invitations, but for some reason, not everybody shows up. No, we're all busy. But here's the link for you, instacartzoom.com. It's an amazing free training. So imagine I meet somebody, I get their information like Eduardo, and I'm like, hey, let's connect. And through the digital card, I can actually look up Eduardo on Instagram. And I can find Eduardo and I can follow him. So imagine as you're meeting people, you're connecting with them on Facebook, you're looking them up on Instagram, you're finding them on LinkedIn. This is how you build your connections. I can't tell you the kinds of numbers and people that I've connected through my digital card. Like, it's massive. And I just want you all to start using it because you're going to see that this is a whole system for you. You'll meet them, you'll get their information, it'll automatically send an email to them, and then you can connect on their social media. It's a game changer. Yes, there is a recorded training as well in the dashboard. Can we add our Instacart on our bio page? Absolutely, Sandy. That's highly recommended. Okay, highly recommended to add a link to your digital card from your Instagram, from your Google business page, from all your sites. Why? Because it's a downloadable digital card. And Maria says, do they need to provide their social or does the system find them? We find them, Maria. That's the beauty of it. Because we have an automatic lookup system. It's not 100, but it's really high percentage, okay? It's basically Googling them based on their first name and last name, which is what you would do anyway, but we auto-populate the search, so now you find them really quick. It's super amazing. So here's Montel Watson. I searched him on Instagram. I found him. I followed him. Game over. We're connected. Here's Eduardo. I found him on LinkedIn. I hit connect. Game over. So now we create these connections, right? So now I'm going to jump ahead, creating highlights. Those are the circles that show up on your Instagram. This is what mine look like. This is where you can get highlight circles from Canva. If you want to get highlights, Canva already has a whole library of templates for you. So this is how those little circles get created. You go on Canva, you say, I want an Instagram story highlight cover. Simple search. And they've got all of these templates for you. Now, if that's too complicated for you, no problem. I'm going to show you how to make one today. This is how it looks for different clients. You can edit your highlight covers, absolutely, Maria. And you should make them consistent in color scheme, right? Ideally. Not everybody does, but I like to make them consistent in color scheme so that it has nice branding like this or nice branding like that. And the last training before I go into the live demo is hooks. All of you don't use a lot of hooks. I know because I follow majority of realtors, right? Hooks are super valuable. I just did a hook on my Facebook as a test, okay? Turns out 15 years ago, I got into a car accident. I fell asleep at the wheel while I was overworked, stressed out, all of that. And I drove my car through a four-way intersection into a brick wall between a tree and a pole, the width of my car. And guess what? I landed in a cemetery, if you believe it. Totally survived. My car was totaled. I survived. I'm blessed to be here today. This is why I come with such good energy all the time, because every day is a gift for me. like 1 or 2 meters to the left or right, and my life was over. And why I'm sharing that, it's a little bit of my story, but it's also that I created a post that said, I almost died. And I got hundreds of comments. That's a hook, right? I wasn't doing that. I wanted to inspire people, but that was a hook. People read my post because I said I almost died, right? Or I could say the biggest mistake in home ownership, the biggest mistake in selling my home. Yeah, Maria read it. Thanks. It was inspiring. Yes. It was a game changer for me. But these hooks are what have people read content, right? So if you're going to post on social media, you want to think about what the hook is that's going to have them read. So let's say you have this amazing listing on the beach, like most expensive home on the beach. Maybe you don't even have the listing and you just do a post like, want to know the most expensive homes on the beach in Miami Beach? So many people would read that. So many people would comment, hey, guess what the most expensive home in Miami Beach is? You're going to get a stream of comments, right? That's a hook. So think about hooks when you're posting on content, because that's going to get you a lot of engagement. Here's some fun hooks to play with. Do not sell your home without this. The biggest mistake in selling your home. The best time to list your home. Why do some people dislike realtors? I think that's a really courageous hook, because you're going to invite some conversations in, right? The most expensive home in the world. 3 types of realtors to avoid. And then you go on to say how you're not one of those 3 types. You get what I'm saying? The hook is like the reverse of what most people do. It's marketing 101. It's going against the grain. It's doing something a little courageous. Those hooks do really well. You following? Let me know in the chat. And I know for some of you that's a little much, Alex, but I'm telling you, this is what the big influencers do. Like, here's my friend Ben. World record for most days without food. 1.2 million followers, right? Best breakfast versus the worst breakfast. Avoid these 10 foods. He gets amazing traffic. My friend has 250,000 followers on YouTube. Huge. He has viral posts all the time, right? Because he's really good at hooks. So now here's what I'm going to do for you all. I'm going to stop my share screen and I'm going to use my phone to do a live demo. So check this out. This is going to be awesome for you all. Do you like what everything's going on so far? We liking the content? We learning something? We're about to take it to the next level here. So I'm sharing my phone right now. And I'm going to Instagram. So here I am on Instagram. And let's do a little quiz for everybody. Where am I right now? Am I on my feed or am I on my profile? Let me know in the chat. Am I on the feed or am I in the profile? Annie says feed, feed, feed. Yep, we're on the feed right now. So I literally could be scrolling through posts on my feed. And I see this post from my company, RealGrader. And I want to remix it. So I hit the 3 dots. I say remix. And then I put some text over it. Great post from my company. Right? And I slide that text over there and I hit next and I write a caption. Great post about doing social media. And then I add some hashtags, hashtag this, hashtag RealGrader, hashtag post, and I go okay. And now I can edit the cover. And I choose a different image for the cover. Oh, I like this one with RealGrader team. See how I just chose the cover? That's actually a really big deal, everybody. You want to choose a nice cover because that's what's going to stay on your feed. And most realtors, what I see is their feeds are not aesthetically pleasing because you're not carefully choosing the first image or the cover image. Does that make sense? So you go and you choose the cover image and then I say done, and now I have this post ready to go. And I just reposted somebody else's stuff. You follow me? That's how you do a remix. I'll take you through it one more time. Let me shut off the sound for you all so you don't have to listen to that. Let's go share screen one more time. Start broadcast. Turn off the audio. Go back to Instagram. Okay, so I'm going to remix, right? I see this post from my friend Dan Martell, and I'm really inspired by this post, and I say, you know what, I want to remix it. So I hit the 3 dots on the top, and then I choose remix. And then I write something like inspiring post from my business mentor. He used to be one of my business coaches. And I slide that text over here. And then I'm like, you know what? I want to add a little sticker to it. I'll add this little sticker to it as well. And then I go, that's good enough. Let's go next. And now I go edit the cover. And Andrew says, where did the cover image come from? It could either come from the post itself, or I could upload it from my phone. So I'm going to go edit the cover. I like it right there. And I go done. And then I write whatever I want to write. And then I go post. Okay. Everybody see how that was done? That's a remix. Okay. Next one. We're going to go create a regular post. Actually, wait, before we do that, we're going to share this. So I did a remix. Now I'm going to show you how to share it to a story. So I really like this post. See the little airplane with the number 170 next to it? I hit the little airplane underneath the post, and I go share to or add to story. And I choose add to story. And now I'm on my story, and I can increase the size of this. I can add some text. Great inspiration. I can change the format any way I want. I can add a sticker. Sound on for this one. And then I hit next. And I'm literally posting it to my story right now. Okay. I hit share. Done. And I just posted Dan Martell's post to my story. Literally, I just did it right now. Are we following so far? So I just showed you how to remix, and I also showed you how to share a post to a story, and it was not my content, but it was good content. He spent a lot of money creating that content, right? So that's how you remix stuff. Now, what if I have my own content? Like, let's say I had gone through the day, I had posted on, I had took some videos of some homes, I had took some pictures of some homes, and I want to go create a post. So I hit the plus sign, and I have all of these photos of homes, right? And right now, on the very bottom, do you see where it says post, story, reel, live? On the very bottom, that's where I get to choose what kind of post I want to do. So if I wanted to do a story post, I could do that. And then I could choose my photo option, which is the bottom left-hand corner. That's where all my photos are. And I could say multiple select, and I could select that photo, that photo, that photo, that photo. I could select that photo, and now I go next, and I'm creating a story as we speak, right? So new 5 million listing, and boom, I'm creating a story. I could go add some music, come check this, and I hit next, and now I'm literally posting a $5 million listing story. Are we following? Let me know if you're following. If this is a little too fast, let me know. Following, good to go. Once more, please. Yep, absolutely. Let's do it one more time. So I'm going to X all of that out. I'm going to discard that post. Notice how easy it was to discard, right? And I'm going to start over. And I'm here on my Instagram. And on the very bottom, I have a plus sign. I hit the plus sign, and I can choose post, story, reel, live. I slide the little slider on the bottom to what I want. I'm going to choose story. And then on the way left, I have the little photo icon, and I can choose the photos that I want to add. If you convert, Billy, you don't lose anything, okay? Just FYI, you're good to go. Anytime you upgrade, downgrade accounts on Instagram, you don't lose followers. Good question, though. Always got to play on the safe side, right? I hear you. So I'm creating a story right now, multiple select. I select that image, that image, that image, that image. I also want that image. I want that other video. I hit next. I put some text. Hey, new listing. Do you love it? I like to ask questions so people engage. I add some music. They recommend the most trending music to you, so you don't even have to think too much nowadays. You used to had to go search for it. I hit done, and I could literally post this listing right now to my story. Where do you add tags? If I go back, and I'm adding all this stuff to my story, I believe it's here. Here is where you have all the stickers, Sandy, and see at mention. I choose at mention, and that's where I can tag all the people that I want to tag. Like I could tag my girlfriend here, and it'll automatically find her, and I tag her in the post. I'll get more details on why some people don't have Remix and some do. I got to look into that a little bit for you. I do acknowledge your questions there, and I will get back to you on that. But don't have that stop you because there's still other features you can use, okay? So I'm coming back here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to create a reel. Okay. And why I want you to learn how to create a reel is because a reel can be shared to a story, and a story can be saved to a highlight. So you win across the board, and it's a post. Okay. So watch this. This is probably the biggest thing you're going to learn right now. Okay. So I'm going to go hit plus, and I'm going to choose reel. And I'm basically going to do similar to what I did with a story. I'm going to select multiple images and videos. Right, here's the one with my kids. I hit next. It's also going to ask me, do I want to choose music? And with reels, you generally do want to choose music. So I choose this music, and I hit next. Then it's going to ask me, what do I want to write, or what do I want to superimpose on the reel? So I would write like great new listing, 5 million. Do you love it? And then I have all these other options. So I could go to the stickers. I could add this heart for the do you love it part. I could add anything really. I can add a photo over it and choose a photo of myself with my kids and now put that over the post. Or you could choose a photo of you with your brand, right? Then I could go and choose different effects, special effects. I could add like a trippy effect. I could add an essence effect, all kinds of different effects, or I could choose no effect. And now I go next, and I have the reel ready to go. Now, very important that I actually choose a nice cover image. And I like this cover image, so I'm going to choose this one, and I hit done. And then I have to write the caption. New listing in, Miami Beach, 5 bedrooms, 3 beds, bop, bop, bop. And I can post the post, and I can tag the location, and I can hit next. And then it's going to say, would you like to share the reel? And I can share the reel. So it's always going to give you an option at the end to say, you know what? Do you not want to share the reel? So for all of you that want to practice, you should just practice trying to create reels. We had a question, how do you create a reel with a survey? You can actually go in, and I believe somewhere along here there's a poll option. I have to look it up. I can't do it on the fly here, Sandy, but there is like a polling option, right? And that would give you the ability to do a survey. So now, check it out. I'm going to post this. Okay, I'm going to take this. I'm going to post it as a reel. Boom, share. And notice how I'm not worried because I can go delete it after, right? So I'm posting it as a reel. It says keep Instagram open to finish posting. It's posting, it's posting. And finally, when it says posted, I'm going to go share it to my story. Okay, so give it a second. Check it out. Here it is. Here's my post. And now on the very bottom, I have that little thing with the airplane. I hit the airplane and I go add to story. And now I'm taking that same post and I'm posting it as a story. And I hit share and I hit done. And now it got posted as a story, right? Now watch this. I go to my story and I say I like that story. Once it's finished uploading, it's uploading right now. And I want to save it to my highlight. So see on the very bottom, it says highlight. I hit highlight. And now I can add to highlight. I can add to an existing highlight, or I can even create a new highlight, call it my listings, and hit add. And now I've got a new circle on my Instagram. Did you see how fast that was, everybody? We created a reel. It posted. I shared it to my story. I saved it to my highlight, and boom. Now you all know how to create highlights. You know how to create reels. You know how to create stories, and you know how to do it in the least amount of time. If that was valuable to you, let me know. It's the first time I did this live, and it worked, so it's great. Yeah, Miko says, wow. Susan says, wow. And that's how simple it is, everybody. But it is practice, right? It's like you have to get comfortable with it, and you have to go mess it up. That's the only way you're going to learn. I can't tell you how many times I've messed it up, right? So we're at 2:05. Here's what I'm going to do for you all. I'm going to. How do you delete? Good, yeah, great question. How do you delete? Is you go to the post, and there's literally a delete option. Okay, and I'll tell you where that is. Give me 1 second. Great question, Miko. So I'm going to go delete that post right now because I actually don't have that listing. And so I go to the 3 dots, and on the very bottom, it says delete. And I just deleted that post. Okay. And then I'm going to go to that highlight, and I can also delete the highlight as well. Remove from highlight, remove, and done. And I just deleted everything off of there. Boom. So last thing I share with you is this. I love doing these trainings. I want to know in the chat, what was your biggest takeaway? Please let me know. And what are you going to implement and actually take action on this week? This weekend, you have an opportunity. Give it a try. Try some things out. Get comfortable with it. Susan says, all of it. Thank you for your patience. We'll do my first reel on my listings. Yes, Susan, please let me know. Share it with me. I have clients that just send me a share of like, hey, I posted this. It lets me know that my teaching is working. Doug says the highlights. Sabine says how to create reels and stories. I will do my listings as well as on Instagram. I'm definitely going to practice more. Never created a story. I'm going to make some reels, all the options. I love it, everybody. So here's what I ask of you. I love doing these trainings, and the only thing I ask in return, if you saw this training as valuable, I'm on a mission right now to go speak all over the country and train on social media for realtors. And I'm building up my, testimonials and for the company. So if you could scan this QR code and provide me a 5-star review and say how great my training was, if you want to introduce me to anybody in your organizations for training, we're going nationwide doing this. And lastly is I'll put the link here. Thank you, Sandy. You've been the best kept secret is the best thing I could hear today. So I love doing these on Fridays, especially because it just takes me into the weekend. But I'm going to put this link in the chat. It's the direct link to our 5-star review. If you want to give us a 5-star review about the training, say what you learned and how easy it was to learn. If you want to scan this QR code over here and give us a 5-star review, I'd really appreciate it. This is how you can do it, or use the link in the chat. And I'm going to be doing these every Friday. So it's going to change. Different topics. I'm going to do Facebook. I'm going to do LinkedIn. I'm going to do YouTube. I got you, Rita, for sure. Susan, do I go to the website to review? You can go right to that link that I put in the chat, Susan, to give the review, or you can scan this QR code, or you can Google RealGrader and give a 5-star review on RealGrader. Any of those are great options for us. And also, I'd like you to know what you want to learn next. Like I'm looking at all the different platforms, and Susan, the best way to get on the trainings is to be part of that texting community. So that 516-400-4161. Lisa says, I'd like to review these 3 classes on Instagram. Will you be offering these again? I will, but I also recorded them, Lisa, so you can get the recordings. Also, just for those of you that are influencers, we put all the recordings into the influencer platform. And if you want to become an influencer, just text us and say, hey, I want some information about that. That's our program where we continually train realtors on how to use these technologies. We help you with your social media. We post for you, all of those kind of things. But my vision here is to reduce your stress, expand your digital footprint so you can focus on the business of real estate. My mom was a realtor. She was not tech savvy, but once I started helping her, she got way more business. And I got to see how a lot of realtors are struggling with all of this. But I think I have a good way of teaching this that is comprehensible. You can actually implement it, take action, get results. So I'm excited to really go nationwide and create more and more training for all of you. Yep, perfect. Yeah, Sandy says, now I just need to learn what's available through Influencer. There's a lot in there. So Sandy, you have to join the Monday call. Every Monday, I welcome all the new clients and I talk about the program. So this Monday, you should join us if you have not yet. I talk about everything that's in there. Shyam says, Instagram, is there a recording for this session? There is, Shyam. Just make sure you text into that phone number. Joseph, where do you review in the web? Just go to RealGrader on Google or click on the link or scan this QR code. Rita says, how do we join the Monday call? So the Monday call is if you're an influencer client, Rita. The link is in your dashboard or through the Facebook group. I'm going to send you a direct message to the link right now, Rita, since I know you're an influencer client. Here it is for you. I'll also send that link to, who was it that said they're an influencer client? Sandy? Sandy, here you go. Here's the link. Make sure you register and join us on Monday. So yeah, just for everybody else, the influencer program is what I built to be able to train you all throughout the week. Every Monday, we do an overview. Every Tuesday, we do live support on different platforms. Every Wednesday, we do social media mastery. Every Thursday, we do digital business card training. Every Friday, we do a new subject. You have access to all the recordings. We have the content to post for you every day. It's really a great program. If you want info about it, reach out to us. We're happy to talk about it. And these trainings are free every Friday. I just want to get the word out there. I want to help a lot of people and help you all with social media. The number once again is 516.4004161. I'll put that in the chat for you, David. Text the word training. So for everybody, if you want to be on the list to get more trainings, 516-400-4161. Just text the word training and we'll notify you, but it's every Friday on the same link that you used to register for this one, actually. And thank you for the review, Ryan, and anybody else that gave us a review. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming today. I hope you learned a lot. I'm excited. The next training is going to be even better. I'm getting better and better at this. So thank you all. Have a great weekend. Be blessed. Be productive. Enjoy your time with your families. And thank you for coming.